Things have kind of taken a turn for the worse. But those characters were just so immature and annoying, and that was being generous. So yeah. How cute is my cup? This in an Illuminate box last month. How adorable. Ever since I got my Kindle for Christmas, I basically have not wanted to pick up that many physical books because it is just so convenient to read on this thing. It is much more comfortable to hold in your hand than a regular book, as you don't have to actually hold it open, of course. You can just tap to flip the page. You can hold it with one hand. Is that what I just said? I don't know. It is just much more convenient. Obviously, you can read at night without having to have a light on. If you're like sleeping with someone else who maybe is actually wanting to go to bed, you can stay up and read as long as you like, and you don't have to worry about bothering them. So yeah, I've just really been in love with this thing ever since I got it. Especially having Kindle Unlimited makes this just so fun. There's always new books being added to Kindle Unlimited, and there's just so many good books. I thought I heard someone calling my name. There are just so many good books on the Kindle Unlimited catalog. And so this week I thought that it would be really fun to read only Kindle Unlimited books. So that is what this video is. The first book we are starting with is The Echo of Old Books by Barbara Davis. So I actually did already get a little bit into this one. I think I'm about 100 pages in, and I am quite enjoying it. A really interesting premise. Ashlyn, our main character, she owns a secondhand bookstore, a rare bookstore. So she is a rare bookseller, and why can I not talk? A rare bookseller who has the special ability to feel the echoes of secondhand or old books. So she can sort of feel the emotions of their previous owners, like coming off of it as she touches the book, which is just really fascinating. She finds these two books. She's not exactly sure what they are, but they seem to be in conversation with each other and possibly be a real story. So yeah, that is the premise. It is really interesting so far. I really love that it's sort of a historical fiction romance with a bit of magical realism. I'll give you guys an update when I have read a bit more. Oh, and I think I'm also I got a little pop socket tagged to this. So I think I'll add the pop socket and switch out my stickers on here. So I will show you guys that as well. Okay, so as you just saw, I did do some reading. I'm about on page 205, I believe. And I did put on my new pop socket, new Kindle stickers. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about them yet. I feel like there's like a lot going on, and I'm not sure if I'm into that. It's growing on me. The more I have it, the more they're growing on me. But yeah, I thought it was just like cute and fun to do like something super colorful and kind of flowery for spring. My thoughts on the book. I feel like when I'm reading it, I'm pretty into it. And then when I'm not reading it, I'm like not really thinking about it at all, not really excited to pick it back up. But while I'm reading it, I'm pretty into it. I think I'm much more into the like present day, or I guess it's like honestly taking place in like the 80s, but you're getting the parts of that she's reading these books that she found, of course. And so that's kind of like set in the past in like the 50s. And then you jump to her like in modern day, like in her trying to like unravel the mystery of these books. I keep saying modern day, in the 80s. But yeah, I'm much more interested in the 80s timeline with like our main character Ashlyn like trying to figure out the mysteries than I am in actually like reading the books. And I'm not sure like why that is, other than I think that it's quite predictable where those stories are kind of headed. At least so far, I've kind of like guessed everything that's going on and going to happen. So we'll see how it goes. I believe it's like 48% in or something like that. So I think it's honestly sitting at like a 3.5 for me right now, but we will see how the rest of it goes and I will check in with you. But right now, I just got a really exciting text. Well, we'll see how exciting. Either way, I'm excited though. I put in 2 holds at the library today, and one of them, or maybe even both, wishful thinking, but at least one of them is ready to pick up. And the 2 holds that I placed were on the 2019 version of Little Women, the one directed by Greta Gerwig, because I still have not seen it, and I wanted to watch it like right after finishing the book in December, but for some reason I just never got around to it. I did place a hold to the library once, and I just like my hold lapsed before I got to go pick it up. And my second, sorry, I'm so rambly right now. I don't know what has gotten into me. My other hold I placed is for Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands. I was kind of sick of waiting and like not seeing my like wait time go down very much on the Libby app for it. So I just placed. Sorry, I'm sitting here like fidgeting with my pop socket, so I'm sorry if that's annoying. I should probably just set that down. I don't know what's going on with my brain. I'm gonna go head to the library and see which of those 2 things are ready. And I honestly might have to put this vlog on a pause if it's my copy of Map of Otherlands, because I don't think I can wait to read that. I'll try. I mean, I should at least finish the Echo of Old Books first, or else I'm really not going to want to go back to this, to be honest with you. But yeah, we shall see. Is there anything else I want to tell you guys? I don't think so. I will chat with you guys when I've got more to say. Good morning, guys. It is like 5 a.m. If you're wondering why I'm like in so many different locations throughout this video, I'm filming this while I have like a bunch of overnights. If you don't know, I own a pet sitting business, and I do stay at people's houses sometimes overnight with their pets. Yeah, oh my god, it is so early and I still have sleepies in my eyes. But I wanted to give you guys my update, because I do have quite a big reading update. I did finish the Echo of Old Books. I think I'm gonna save my actual like final ratings, like star ratings, until the end. I did find it quite slow in the middle. Like when I checked in with you guys, I told you. I think that the book honestly was just like dragged out longer than it needed to be to tell that story. It did pick up quite a bit at the end, which I did enjoy. But again, I did just have a couple slight issues at the end I can't really talk about without giving spoilers. But there was just some conflict resolution that came about way too quickly and easily for me. I also just hated the characters, Hemi and Belle, the main characters from the books that our main character Ashlyn is reading. Sorry, it's kind of like a confusing book to talk about. But those characters were just so immature and annoying, and they don't belong together. So it was really hard to be like invested in that like romance story when I was like, I don't even think they should be together. you know? And I also wish that sorry, I'm like rubbing my eyes so much. I'm trying to get a little sleepies out. I really wish that the magical realism played a bigger role, you know, like her feeling these echoes of these books. You know, it was mentioned quite a bit, but I just don't feel like it played like a huge role in the story, and not as much came out of it as I had wished that there would. So that was kind of a big letdown for me. Oh, I did want to say one thing I really did love was there's little quotes at the beginning of each of Ashlyn's chapters that have to do with books and the treatment of them. And it is really cute, and I really, really loved some of those quotes. So that's probably my favorite part of the whole book. Like I said, I will give you my final rating at the very end, but that was what I thought of The Echo of Old Books. And then I tried out a couple of different things before I settled on my next pick, and that is Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher. This is a story about our main character, Mara, who is the third-born daughter to a pretty small, not very powerful kingdom, and they strike up a deal with a more powerful neighboring kingdom to marry off their firstborn daughter to her, Damia. And then when that doesn't work out, they move on to the next sister, Tanya. And I'm sorry if you can hear my stomach growling. Apparently it's time for breakfast. They move on to the second born sister, and things just seem a little fishy over there. And so our main character, Mara, the third born, she seeks out a very powerful grave witch to help her take down the prince of this kingdom and help her sister help her kingdom, and even help herself. So she sets out to find this dust wife. It's essentially like a grave witch. This dust wife sends her on a quest to do 3 impossible tasks. And if she completes these, then the dust wife will help her kill the prince. And so we are just following Mara along on this journey. We're going back and forth between past and present time, like how and why she's doing what she's doing, and then the quest that she's on to do these tasks and kill the prince. And yeah, so far I'm really, really enjoying the writing and the vibes. I'm about 70 pages in. Good morning, guys. Another early morning update. It's about 7 a.m. and I'm over at another client's house. I just had to show you how beautiful the view is of the lake, because when it's nice out and it's literally like below 30 degrees today. But when it's nice outside, I like to sit out here and read with the dogs. Give you a quick reading update because things have kind of taken a turn for the worse. I'm not enjoying Nettle and Bone as much as I was in the beginning. I think, well, there's a few issues I have. My first being, so I was talking about how it is a dual timeline, and there was a point that those timelines they didn't exactly meet, but they like caught up to each other, and now it's just a single timeline. I honestly think that is making me like a little bit less interested in the story. I think switching back and forth between the two timelines kept the pace really quick, and I think now that they've met, the story seems to have slowed down quite a bit. And I just think that for the flow of the story, it would have made sense to either fully commit and have the two timelines go through most of the book, at least, if not the whole thing, or they should have not done it at all. They should have just been a single timeline to begin with, started from the beginning and worked our way through. I think that just would have made a lot more sense for the flow of the story. My other issue is that the world building is really weird and confusing. Like, I'm not sure what exactly the vibes for this story are. It doesn't seem like the different pieces of the world like fit all within the same story, if that makes any sense. I don't really know how to explain it. But yeah, that is what's going on right now. So I think for the sake of me not getting into a slump, because I am just not as excited to pick it up as I was in the beginning, I am going to start another book. Now, I was thinking of, sorry, these early morning updates, I like end up rubbing my eyes so much. Sorry about that. So I was originally thinking about reading Macbeth next, Shakespeare play, but Nettle and Bone has like a witchy vibe. I don't think I want to like move to something else that has a witchy vibe to like get them confused. And I realized that Alice's Adventures in Wonderland is actually on Kindle Unlimited. So, and that's quite short, and I mean, although like I said, it's freezing outside, I feel like it's just like a fun springy vibe, you know? So even though it is freezing and wintry still out there, it can be spring in my heart and in my mind. So I think I'm going to read a bit of Alice in Wonderland before I go back to Nettle and Bone and hopefully finish that off. And hopefully it gets a little better. Hello guys, it has been, I don't even know how long since the last update, maybe like close to a week, but I do have lots of updates for you guys. Starting with, I of course finished Alice in Wonderland. Or Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, I should say. I think I finished this in a day. It's like 80 pages long, at least this edition of it on the Kindle. And I really loved it. Super short, so I guess like there's not really much I can say. It was just so fun and magical and just a good time. I could definitely see myself revisiting this, especially if I ever have kids. I think it would be really fun to read it with them. Yeah, so really loved this one. Very fun, very magical, and exactly what I expected it to be. I think it's definitely a perfect spring read. And then we will talk about Nettle and Bone, which I'm still feeling about the same, where I'm not really loving it. I'll mention the one thing that I really do like about this book, and that is the very slight horror elements. It's nothing that's really like a driving force or even like a main point in the story, but there's just like little side bits of horror, and I'm really loving that. So I think that maybe her horror novels would be a better fit for me. I'm definitely not like writing her off as an author. I just think that this book specifically is not working for me, but I talked about some of the things already that weren't working for me. Pacing is just, once again, kind of weird. There's a romance that has been thrown in that is just meh and feels like it was just thrown in for the sake of having one. I'm having a sort of hard time visualing. I'm having a really hard time visualizing some of the things that they're talking about. The characters also just don't feel very fleshed out, and I'm not connecting to any of them. Also, our main character is, sorry, I really should not be holding my Kindle while I'm filming because I get all fidgety and I start playing with my pop socket, and that's probably really annoying. I'm gonna set that down. But yeah, the main character is supposed to be 30 years old, and she's definitely not acting or thinking like a 30-year-old in my opinion. Until that like came to my attention, I thought that she was like maybe 19, 20 years old, and that was being generous. So yeah, I'm just really not loving this. I am going to finish it, and I think I will just record me. I only have about like 30 pages left. When I get back home or get back to my overnight, I will set up the camera and just let you guys watch me finish that off. Hopefully it's got a nice ending so I don't feel like I wasted so much time pushing through to the end for nothing. And yeah, so that is my thoughts right now. I really just want to wrap this up because my boyfriend bought me Tears of the Kingdom, the new Zelda game that came out last year, and that's all I want to do. I really just want to sit and play that. I have no interest in reading, so let's get through this. I'll come back to you guys with my final thoughts and ratings on all the books and just some thoughts about Kindle Unlimited and Kindle in general. And yeah, so I will catch up with you guys when I am finishing Nettle and Bone. This is Cooper. He is one of the dogs I am staying with this week. Say hello, Cooper. Jack, do you want to come say hi? Thinks that the mic is a toy. I'm gonna read the last little bit of this. Good morning, guys. If I look a little tired, that is because I am once again coming at you with a very early morning update. It is, I think, just past 6 o'clock. And I am finally ready to give you guys my final thoughts on all the books that I read from Kindle Unlimited this week. So first up, we're going to start with the last one I read, Nettle and Bone. Now, you heard me talk about this quite a bit. You know I didn't love it. I ended up giving this a very sad 2 stars. I was thinking about giving it like a 2.5, 3, but I realized that I knew in my heart that was not what it was. I really, really wanted to love this book, but unfortunately it just didn't work for me. It was only, I think, like 240 some pages, and I felt like I was reading a 600-page novel. And it was rough to get through for me. The vibes started out so great, and then it really just, by like a third of the way in, I was over it. But I did end up reading at the end, there was a little excerpt from What Moves the Dead. It's one of her more like horror style books, and I definitely think that that one might have some promise. That one might work a little better for me. If there's any other T. Kingfisher books that you think I might enjoy more than Nettle and Bone, feel free to let me know down below, because as I said, I liked her writing. I just really didn't like maybe like the storytelling of this book. That was Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher. We'll go from what I liked the least to what I liked the most. So Nettle and Bone, obviously my least favorite. And then we have The Echo of Old Books, which I ended up giving a 2.5 stars. Also with this one, I was thinking anywhere from like 2.5 to 3, 3.5 even. But once again, I just had to be honest with myself that it was not a 3-star for me. I had a lot of issues with it. Didn't love the characters. There was a few things that I did love that I mentioned, but overall there was more that I didn't like about it than I liked about it. So 2.5 for The Echo of Old Books by Barbara Davis. I'm also interested, I think, in maybe reading more from her. There are quite a few of her other books on Kindle Unlimited. And the one thing that I really did enjoy from this vlog, thankfully, is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Now, this was really short, not much to say, especially if you've seen any of the movies. Like, we all know what Alice in Wonderland is about. It was just a very fun, magical, whimsical time. And like I said, I could definitely see myself rereading this with my kids. Or honestly, like just reading it with any kids, I think would be fun. That is how I felt about Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. And I really, really, really loved the way that ended. I think the ending of it was definitely my favorite part. That is my thoughts on all the books. Now, I don't think that this is a good representation of like the Kindle Unlimited library. I don't think that the books on there are mostly bad or anything by any means. There's such a wide range of different genres and authors and all kinds of good and bad books, which I guess I shouldn't say bad books. There's books that will work for everyone, and there's also going to be books on there that aren't going to work for you, obviously. Did I word that weird? I don't know. But yeah, so that is my thoughts a little bit on Kindle Unlimited. If you guys would like to see a Kindle Unlimited recommendations video / my Kindle Unlimited TBR, there are a lot of books on Kindle Unlimited that I have read and do think are worth your time. So I could definitely compile a pretty good list for you guys of Kindle Unlimited recs. And there are also honestly, I think there's like 40 books on my like Kindle Unlimited TBR. I kind of, when I see a book that's available on Kindle Unlimited that I'm interested in, I add it to a little list. And I think I've got like close to 40 books on there. So yes, I've got lots of recommendations, lots of books that I want to get to on Kindle Unlimited. So yeah, I think I will make that video, but definitely let me know if you're interested in it. So yeah, that is my week of reading Kindle Unlimited. Now, I did want to give a couple little kind of like tips and tricks. So, as you saw at one point, I love using the dictionary feature where you can just highlight a word and the definition will just pop right up for you. Sometimes I'll come across a word I don't know in a book, and context clues can give you a lot, but sometimes I'm just like, I really want to fully understand, obviously, everything going on in the book. So I'll look up the definition of a word I don't know, but it's so nice on Kindle that it's just right built into your reading. So you can just click on the word, tells you what it means, keep on going. Keeps the reading process really, really seamless, which I love. Obviously, the Kindle is just so, so convenient. Cannot say it enough. It is just such a convenient way to read. Now, I also get a lot of my books in through Libby, and you can get them sent right to your Kindle, so that's another way to save money on your ebooks. What other tips do I have? Oh, when you are looking for a book and you're hoping it's on Kindle Unlimited, this is more specifically with classics, I would say, but the first options that are going to pull up when you look up, like, let's say Alice in Wonderland, like any like classics that you're looking up, a lot of the first options are going to be things that you have to pay for. If you toggle to the little like filtering on the side, you can click Kindle Unlimited and then it will pull up editions of that book that are available to you for free. So, like I said, with Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, all the first options were books you have to pay for, but I clicked on that little Kindle Unlimited filter and voila, it's on Kindle Unlimited for free. I would just make sure, because a lot of the like Amazon classics you will see on there are abridged versions. So if you want to read an unabridged version, make sure that you're looking to see if it is the full version or if there have been editorial revisions made. A really handy thing to keep in mind. I would love to hear any Kindle Unlimited recommendations that you guys have. I am a variety reader. I read pretty much any genre. So anything that you have enjoyed on Kindle Unlimited, I would love to hear about it down below. Yeah, I guess that brings us to the end of today's video. So please like and subscribe if you have not subscribed already. And hopefully I will see you in the next one. Happy reading.